Yes.
Yes.
Yes again.
YES.
All right.
Good morning,
I'll change
everyone.
that later.
Well, fortunately, that is something we are working on making happen. So it'll be Marco and my first team meeting in person since we've been here. So we are just as eager as y'all are.
Yes.
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 Yes again.
You guys.
I'll cook whenever y'all ready.
Right. Oh, that would be so awesome, Drew. It'll be delicious. And y'all, we have a.
Fortunately, that is something we are working on making happen.
Oop,
So
oop,
it'll
oop.
be
Oh,
Marco and
hold on. Sorry. We're good.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Let's get started. Hello. Good morning from your success team. Myself, Ali, Terry, Charlie, Lynn, Rebecca, Rachel, and Stacy. We are here to assist you. If you need anything, please get in touch with us. As I said, we are here to assist you. We are here to support you. We are here to help you grow your business, your real estate business. Get in touch with us. Maximize the moment. Tell us something good. 3 people. Who's going to share something good with us this morning? What are you grateful for?
Good morning, this is Rochelle, and I am grateful that I have a support team that can answer my questions about condo associations, homeowner associations, and covenants, conditions, and restrictions. Yay, team.
Thank you very much, Rochelle.
Was our pleasure. And thankful that we have great preferred vendors that take our calls even after 5 o'clock and help us.
Who else? Right, let's move on. Favorite quote? No duty is more urgent than giving thanks. That's what James Allen said. And then one of my favorite Keller Williams quotes is, we don't work for each other, we work with each other. Happy birthdays, Amber Bates today. Happy birthday, Amber. Bob, Filiberto, Nancy, Jay, Liz, Siggy, and Virginia. Happy birthday, and may you have a blessed and abundant year ahead. We're going to congratulate our cappers, Mr. Dan Banks, Cindy Johnson, and Virginia Moran. Congratulations on capping each and every one of you. Hard work pays off. Congratulations. Back to listings. We achieved 83 listings for March of 2021. Last year, it was we achieved 99. This, when Metro Atlanta market is down 70%. So that is absolutely outstanding. I know from in certain categories, we had our best March ever. So once again, our focus on listings is paying off. It's having a very positive impact on the written units, on closed units, and then obviously GCI and profit share. So congratulations to each and every one. And Rachel, thank you for preparing this. Out of the 83 listings, 50 are already under contract, pending, and 32 are still active. So that is absolutely amazing. Congratulations. Our listings for April, the goal 75, we are already hitting 23. That's 6 days into the new month. Last year, this time, we were at 88 for April. So once again, let's see if we can exceed the goal for April, 75 listings. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning. How is everybody this morning? Good, I hope.
Well, they want to have team meeting in person. I can tell you that.
I know. I'm ready too as well. So my Freedom Day is coming close. It's almost here. Yeah. Do we have Miss Katie on the line?
There we go.
Oh, yay! Hello, Miss Katie. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. First of all, I just want to thank you for being on here with me, my head turner for the month of April. So how long have you been licensed, please, ma'am?
I got my license at the end of 2017, so I'm on my 4th year.
Yeah, on your 4th year. Okay. And so in your first year, how many transactions do you remember doing?
I did 0. I wasn't active.
Okay. All right. And then your second year, what happened?
2. I bought a property for myself and sold a property for myself in 2018.
Okay. And then 2019.
2019, I think it was 15 transactions. Actually, it might be a little bit more with some rentals. Yeah.
Okay. And then in 2019.
Oh, sorry. I was confusing that for 2020. 2019, it was like 12.
12. Okay. And then when did you join KW?
December of 2019.
Okay. And so, how do you feel, what do you feel the biggest difference is between being with our office compared to the company that you were with?
The biggest difference, culture would be the biggest difference. We have like a very, very helpful culture, and there is a very you're out for yourself culture. So that's really different. And you're part of that. So like I have weekly calls with you, and that's a big part of the culture for me too.
Good, good. I like hearing that. Culture is so important, isn't it? And once we can start being back together in person, our culture is going to be even better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I understand that you recently hired Contract to Close, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so what made you hire Contract to Close?
I didn't have any free time. I was working 7 days a week, wake up till I went to sleep working. And I didn't even have that many contracts. I mean, it was a lot for me. It was like 4, but they're just, I was answering all these questions and then trying to keep up with stuff. And paperwork is not the thing that I love to do. So, and I didn't really have my processes down as far as like, once I've got, once I'm under contract, what's the checklist of all the things that I have to do? So I had started creating those and was working through them, but I was missing stuff. And so my main reason was time. I was willing to spend a little bit of money to get some of my time back. And once I really looked at the dollars, it was such a small amount compared to, what that time was worth to me, that it was like, why didn't I do this sooner?
Why didn't you do it sooner? That was my next question. What would you have done differently? Knowing what you know now, what would you have done differently, let's say in your second year of business, knowing what you know now?
I would have definitely hired Contract to Close faster. I think instead of trying to create a checklist on my own, because another thing was we had a really great checklist, I think, when we had .loop, but then when we converted over to DocuSign, the checklist kind of went away, or at least what I saw is the checklist went away. And so I was trying to create my own at that time. And I think using Contract to Close, they even give you a checklist of what they're going to do. And so even if you're not ready to use them yet, you could just look at a Contract to Close company and see the checklist they're going down and doing, and just use that as your checklist until you're ready to work with them. Because I think that was the biggest thing for me. But the other thing was, I think it was a mental thing. So it was like, I'm not ready to pay anyone else. And that was really scary for me to think of paying someone else, because in my head, once I started paying someone else, I would have to continue doing that. And that's not how it works with Contract to Close. I mean, it really is just like, you can use them for one deal and never use them again if you want. So that took away some fear, knowing that I really didn't have to continue using them. And in fact, like there's been a few deals since I've had them, very, very few. I had like a very small land deal that was for my parents that I didn't use Contract to Close because my parents were going to ask me the questions anyway. So, there's some things that I don't use them for, but for the majority, I've already built them into my budget this year. I'm planning to use them for everything this year.
So would you say that time has been your biggest obstacle over 2020 and the beginning of 2021?
Yeah, I think, looking back, I started getting really busy in October of last year. And I think that's when I had like 4 that were under contract or were going to be under contract. And I knew November looked like maybe 4 4 or 5, and then December looks like, you know, the same number, and things fall out and things, you know, get pushed back a few months. But when it was starting to look like I'm so busy and I'm going to continue being so busy, then I really needed to make that change. And it was hard. I think the other thing I would recommend is when you're used to doing everything by yourself, then to ask anyone to do anything for you. If they don't do it the way you do it, that's a transition. So I had hired a contract to close person in October. They worked 2 deals, and both of those deals fell out. You know, they went under contract and then the buyers walked away for different reasons or whatever. And so I got frustrated. It wasn't contract to close's fault. It was just what the market was. And I was like, let me hold them next time. And then I started using contract to close again in November because it was like, I've got to give them another chance. This isn't them. It's just what's going on. So I think the transition to using someone could take someone a month or 2 also. So I wouldn't wait until you're way too busy. I would try them out when you're not as busy. And then that can give you some time to adjust to leaning on someone else when you're used to doing it all yourself.
And so I know one of the things that you and I have been working on in coaching is making sure that you're living a balanced life. Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay. And so living that balanced life, you know, that means not working 7 days a week, you know, up until midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock at night and things, right?
Right.
Now, making that first hire of your contract to close, has that helped you lead more of a balanced life?
100%. 100%. So, you know, I started back using them in November. Over the week of Thanksgiving, my contract to close person was out on vacation. And literally, I've only been using them a month now. And so I'm doing the contract to close stuff while they're gone. And I was just like, oh my God, I can't wait till she's back. I can't wait till she's back. And I was like, this is crazy. I've only used, you know, worked with this person for a month. And then in December, I personally moved. And that's, you know, everybody knows moving is a lot. And then I had clients who were doing stuff too. And so just knowing that she had my back with following up with financing, following up with the closing attorney, like she was following up with all the people I would normally follow up with. And so I got to take some time off in December that wouldn't be time off if I didn't have a contract to close person. It would still be me checking on doing stuff all the time. And I mean, I still check to make sure, like I'm still copied on stuff and I still check to make sure things are happening, but it was a huge mental weight I feel like lifted. And I really went from feeling like I was working 7 days a week to in December, really having actual time off to move and spend time with family. So.
And how important is it that you have time off as a realtor?
Oh my gosh, I don't even understand how to say it to somebody. Like, it was really kind of hard for my family is just my husband and I and dogs. I mean, I have like siblings and nieces and nephews, but I don't have kids that I'm caring for. And so I really realized last year I had stopped caring for myself. I was just working all the time. And this year I've really put myself first a lot more. And so I'm caring for myself and I'm making sure that I take care of myself. And that means like sleeping at night and having some time off with my husband to have dinner without me checking my phone all the time. And it's so important because I mean, you know, was a great agent isn't going to be on my tombstone. So I really appreciate the time back because I was getting some burnout last year. So I know Terry and I talked a lot about like, I needed to get some time. And she kept saying, Katie, you've got to block off, 2 days of your time. And I'm like, well, I did. And then my client needed me, or I did. And then I needed to do this. And I just kept making kind of excuses around it. And then finally I started blocking the time, and it's been huge. I feel like it makes me a better agent too, because I'm able to give really clear boundaries, and it's made me stand up for myself even more in other ways. Like when people are asking, you know, for discounts in your commission and stuff, that I'm like, no, and these are my time restrictions. Like, it's okay if I'm not the agent for you. And then they immediately be like, no, you are the agent, you know? So it's been really important for me and my business, I think.
Good. So um, who holds you accountable for taking all that time off, or not all that time off, but who holds you accountable for taking time off and making sure you're holding yourself to the standard that you want to hold yourself to, so that you can have time with with your family?
I mean, I think you, my husband, and myself. So I've committed like to you, okay, I'm going to spend one weekend day off, and one weekend day is fine to spend with clients. But if I have 2 weekend days, I will spend them both off. And then if I'm spending one day with clients on the weekend, I'll take some time off during the week. And so I've put that on my calendar. So it is block time. I've also, you know, told my husband, this is time with you. So, you know, he knows, and, you know, can comment on that too. And then for myself, I'm just holding myself, I think, to a higher standard than I did last year. It was so important to me to perform last year, and to prove that like moving over was a good thing and it didn't crush my business. Because when you change brokerages, in my last brokerage, I had a period where I couldn't reach out to people, or it just felt that way, because if I started to deal with them, then I had to stay longer at that brokerage. So, because they weren't going to transfer anything over. So they wouldn't release anything. So there was like a break where it took me a while to kind of ramp up my business last year. And so it's just really important for me to perform. And I think this year, it's important for me to be a good agent, but it's really important for me to stand up for me this year. So it's different.
It absolutely is. It makes a difference. And I like what you said earlier. It was kind of the takeaway close when you tell people what your hours are, you know, and if I'm not the agent for you, then they're like, no, we, you know, because that respect comes along with it, right? So, I mean, you are a professional, just like any doctor, just like any attorney, you're a professional. So why not have those set hours for yourself, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what do you think is one of your biggest reason for your success today?
Oh my gosh. I think just sticking to calling people. Knowing I'm not going to get it right, and I'm just going to keep trying. You know, because there's, you know, a listing that didn't get sold in my first year and like stuff like that. So I mean, I'm just going to keep trying, and truly believing that they're better off with me as their agent than someone else. So just like that whole believing in myself too. Yeah.
So making your calls, calling. And I know you do a lot of that for me. You really do a great job of that. And tell us a little bit about the marketing efforts that you've put into place.
Yeah. So this year, I know it feels super dated, but this year I've started with mailers. I've also, I have a pretty large LinkedIn network. I was in the corporate world for 15 years. So I have 1,000, I have like 5,000 LinkedIn connections, but I have 1,000 people who, if I post something on LinkedIn, then it has an interaction with. So, which is really incredible and much larger than my Facebook friends. I know a lot of people are great with Facebook, but I started this year with, I created a marketing calendar for myself. I have a marketing background, so that was just exciting. And then I make sure that I post at least once a week to LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. And the messages are slightly different, but kind of similar. So, because they're to different audiences. Instagram and Facebook, I have the same messaging. LinkedIn is different. I did start a mailer campaign. So one of the things when I had my target of how many sales I wanted this year, I knew my database needed to grow. I personally have moved a lot. And so I have a lot of past neighborhoods where I was their neighbor and they knew me as someone who threw parties and things like that. So I started a campaign this year on my old neighborhoods. So in January, I reached out to my new neighborhood and gave them all like calendars and was like, I'm so happy to be your neighbor. In February, I reached out to 2 of my old neighborhoods and was like, you know, I loved living here and love was the message. And if you're not loving it right now, reach out to me. And it was a mailer campaign. And then in March, and I've also lived in a condo building that has 274 units. So I sent that message to them too. And actually I've lived in that building twice in 2 different units. I move a lot. I probably move about every year, which is very uncommon. So, and I actually own the places. My husband and I just kind of get ADD with houses and we'll buy a different one and move and renovate it. So people do know that about me. So they know that's a connection with me in real estate. So with that condo building, I was like, I've lived here twice and had pictures of both the units. I love it so much. If you have anybody who wants to move into the building or if you want to sell your unit, please let me know. I'd love to help you. And then in March, I did a campaign with all of my, really all of my homes, except for this year. I've done a St. Patrick's Day party. It's a party I normally do. And so if you were a neighbor of mine, you would have known that. You've probably come to it or been invited. So I did a St. Patrick's Day promotion, and it was a mailer. I actually have some, let's see. Here's one. It was like feeling lucky. This looks really rough, but it says feeling lucky on the front. It's like text your name, and I put my phone number by March 30th to enter to win a double crust cheesecake and 12 chicken pot pie bites. And these are from Georgia restaurants. And it's my way of celebrating it's my way of celebrating my favorite holiday, Happy St. Patrick's Day. And then I said, I'll post the winner on my Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn pages. Because my goal is to get people to my social media. And my goal was to get people to text me so that I would have their phone number. Because I have their address because I looked it up, but I don't have their phone number. And back to like feeding and trying to grow my database. And then on the back, I was able to promote that I was a top producer for 2020. So I put that on there to like, here's the back. I know this is like hard to see, but anyway. And I have, don't let your friends and family rely on luck to buy a home or sell a house. Rely on my honesty, experience, and reputation. So something that I got from Family Reunion was really trying to, in branding yourself, making sure you have your values and why someone should choose you very clear and clean. And I started working on that after Family Reunion and decided I needed to start incorporating that to my messaging. So that's something I've got to layer on top of my marketing plan this year. But honesty, experience, and reputation were my 3 things. And then I gave like reasons behind them. So I did my numbers for reputation, and my business is 86% referrals, and I have 5-star Zillow reviews. So, and I was like, this doesn't happen without happy clients. So I'm just trying to communicate those 3 pieces to them so that maybe they did know me as their neighbor, but they don't know these things about me, or they don't know me at all. And, this is me saying, hey, this is who I am. I didn't get a ton of I got some text messages, and I got some from people who I didn't expect at all, who I didn't have their information, obviously, or people who haven't heard from in years. I even had one from somebody I used to work with, and he lives in Oregon now. And he was like, I don't need to enter to win, but I just wanted to connect. He's in real estate also. So it's just interesting. And that was from posting to LinkedIn. So it was interesting to see how these come in. I got a text message last night from somebody who wants to talk, who's in the condo building. So, that was my way of trying to expand my network. I'm going to continue, sending mailers to these neighborhoods, and I'm very picky on ROI. So I've got to make sure, at the end of the year, this really makes sense for me, but it's been what I've been doing.
Good. So one last question. What is your best advice that you can give others today to help them to be successful as well?
I think a huge key to success is an accountability coach or productivity coach. Terry, you're a huge key I feel like to my success is.
Thank you, Katie.
But really, you challenge me on things and make sure I'm thinking outside of it. Because I think this business is very isolating. If you're not on a team, if you're solo, so you're just kind of doing things and you don't necessarily know if you're doing the right things, so you just keep working down it. So I think it's good to kind of have someone to check in on. And then, I'm a big goal setter. So I think you've got to set goals. If you don't have them, you'll never reach them. So that's important.
I would say that's like the number one thing, right? Have your goals in place, have your goals in writing. And I know you, Katie, because you've shown me your office and you have big whiteboards that you have your numbers written on and everything. So again, what I got out of Katie, and I'm just going to do a recap, is call, marketing, having a coach, and follow through, and making sure that you take some time off during the week so that you don't receive that burnout. Is that good to sum it up, Katie? Would you say I summed it up pretty well?
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Perfect.
And you're doing such a wonderful job. And thank you so much for being here with us today. I enjoy coaching you. I have since the beginning, since you started. And I look forward to being with you on a much more, I can't talk today, many more years. That's what I'm looking forward to. Thank you, Katie. And I am so proud of you. And I'm very grateful to be in business with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Terry. Thank you, Katie. Yes, burnout can be dangerous. The real estate roller coaster is extremely dangerous. What I found is 90% of agents don't possess the ability to pick themselves up the third time after burnout in the real estate roller coaster. So my ahas, once again, is lead generation is a daily commitment. And to be successful in real estate, we need to follow a schedule. That is what real estate is all about, following a schedule. My opinion, failing to follow a schedule will result in you being or riding the real estate roller coaster in your business. A schedule will give you the security and the confidence that you need in your real estate business career. So lead generation and following a schedule. Thank you very much for ladies. Appreciate it. Good morning, Ganek. Hello, Renee.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Renee Dillon with Ganek, one of the owners of the firm, and I manage the Ashford Dunwoody office. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about appraisal special steps. Pretty much every day I'm getting a call or an email with a new crazy variation on appraisal special steps. They vary anywhere from buyers willing to pay X amount over appraisal up to the sales price, to the last one I saw, actually the listing agent had put in a step stating essentially that the buyer waived the appraisal contingency altogether if they had offered to pay any more over the appraised value. So you want to keep your eye on these special steps, especially if the listing agent is sending them over, because what they're trying to do is take out your buyer's ability to get out of the contract at all based on the appraisal. So I'm going to share, and I'm going to share this in the chat, but I'll also read out the one that I've been giving out the most. That disappeared off my phone, of course. The one I've been using the most, I feel like it's the easiest one. Lynn LaCroix also has a whole list of special steps, which I can forward to Stacy and have her send out as well. But this one I like. It's just clean and simple and to the point, and it works for most situations where buyers are wanting to pay a certain amount over the appraised value, but not the entire amount over the appraised value up to the sales price. So here it is. If property appraises for less than the sales price, buyer agrees to pay up to $4,000 over the appraised value for a total sales price not to exceed $265,000. If property appraises for less than $261,000, the standard appraisal contingency contained in the financing contingency shall apply. And I used real numbers.
I like that.
You can plug in whatever you want. It's just, like I said, I've seen so many wordy ones, bad ones with all kinds, a bunch of word salad basically in these special steps. I've tried to kind of distill it down to exactly what the buyers are trying to do. Like I said, I'll put it in the chat, and I'll also make sure that I forward it in written form along with Lynn's other special steps regarding appraisals to everyone. Just like I said, really be careful when you're writing the special steps. I've seen a buyer make an offer where they accidentally agreed to pay $35,000 more than they intended to because they messed up the numbers and the phrasing in their appraisal special step. And like I said, I've seen a lot of listing agents trying to get crafty with special steps also that basically wipes out the appraisal contingency altogether, which is not what the buyer's intention. So I know that everything's going over appraised value, everything's going over list price. So just, be really cautious when you're reading these. Get a second set of eyes on them. If you feel like you don't know what it means, then double check with somebody to make sure you're not misunderstanding it, misinterpreting it. And that's one of the things that we're here for. Like I said, I've been reviewing these on almost a daily basis the last couple months now, and Lynn is doing the same. So we're here for you. We're here to help. And I'll go ahead and put this up in the chat and then email it over to Stacy so that she can get it out to you as well.
Renee, could you speak also to the growing trend of putting 0 days in the appraisal contingency? Because that effectively gives up the right to get out of the contract.
Gives it up, and we've seen a lot of contracts come over with everything waived. 0 days for due diligence, 0 days for appraisal, 0 days for financing contingency. If you put that in there, you have to make sure that your buyer understands that that's basically now an as-is contract. You're buying it as is. You're buying it no matter what it appraises for. And the appraisers, I feel like they are starting to catch up a little bit to the fact that the lack of volume is going to bump the sales prices up. But if Matt's on the call, Matt can probably speak to this much better than I can, but I think the appraisal ratings are however they rate the appraisals, they're giving it the unstable rating instead of the really solid ratings that you usually see in a regular market. Like I said, Matt, if you're on here, you talk about that. That's your lane and not mine. But I've suggested to a lot of agents, if your buyer wants to waive all of these contingencies or put 0 in, shoot them an email, get something in writing where they agree and they understand that they have no opportunity to get out of this contract. It is essentially an as-is contract when they're putting that in.
And we would love your help with that suggested wording as well.
Sure, I can send. Yeah, I do this all day. So let me. I will.
So awesome.
And get it over to you.
Right. Thank you so much. Because this is hot. This is right where we are.
Yeah, and I mean, it's really I don't want to say it's every single contract right now, but it is almost every single contract has some really special elements to it. So, I know it's crazy. You're battling so many other offers, but keep your heads about you and read through these things, make sure your buyers understand what you're signing, and watch those crafty listing agents and the steps that they try to sneak in as well. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a great day.
Renee Dillon, thank you very much. Any questions for Renee before she goes, folks? Thank you, Renee. Hello, Mr. Matt Lip, Certainty Home Loans.
Good morning, Marco. How are we doing today?
Superb. How are you doing? What's happening in the market?
I am doing absolutely fantastic. My name is Matt Lip, Certainty Home Loans. Thanks for the introduction. I'll kind of piggyback off of what Renee was saying. One thing is, as a newer agent, be sure that you know that any special stipulation supersedes anything that is written in one of the exhibits. So, and this definitely pertains to what Renee was talking about with appraisals. Could be the appraisal contingency days. Anything that's written in a special stip supersedes how many days are listed on the actual exhibit. And Renee was right. As far as the appraised value right now, what I'm seeing is I think we're starting to kind of catch up, if that makes sense. I think there was such a high percentage of purchases earlier this year where we were so far over list price that there weren't really enough comparable sales to support such a value. I think we're kind of catching up to where we haven't really seen any low appraisals come in recently. It kind of seems like we're reaching sort of like that equilibrium point where, even if we are above list price, it seems like there's enough of those comparable sales happening to where, it's kind of a scary thing, but we're not having that valuation problem as much. And I definitely think that is going to depend on area and, just how far over value you are. But I think if we're reasonable, I haven't really seen too many valuation issues. And this is kind of separate, but I do want to just commend Katie. Her talk earlier with the head turner was a fantastic head turner. Really great stuff from her. I've worked with her personally, so I definitely support what she said about coaching and having a schedule for yourself and marketing and making sure you're doing your calls. And the one takeaway that I had was expectations. So expectations when you're dealing with your clients, making sure that they know, what your hours are, what they can expect from you, what your next steps are, what their next steps are, and expectations for yourself. So making sure that you've got time for yourself, for your family, but that you're still putting in the hours and making things happen for your business. So commend her for that. I got a lot out of that. So I want to thank her. And expectations from us. It's the busy time of year. You want to set expectations with your clients. It is important to get pre-approved, get all your documentation in early, because when we find that house that you want, we need to be able to act quickly and remove any of those contingencies or be able to get approved and closed quicker than the next person. So set those expectations and you'll do better for you and better for your clients. So hope everybody has a great week. Thank you so much. And I cannot wait to do these in person again.
Matt,
Thank you very much, Matt.
Matt, I had one question.
Sure.
From a lender's point of view, what do you think when a contract, your client has put 0 days for financing and 0 days for appraisal? Does that make you nervous?
I wouldn't say that makes me nervous if the situation and the clients are correct, if it's the right situation. I always like to be consulted before that is put in, because after all, I have a fiduciary responsibility to my client and I don't want them to have their earnest money put up at risk if, maybe there is a questionable issue with their financing, or, when you're putting in the offer, if you give the lender, hopefully myself, if you give us the address, then what we can do is run that file through automated underwriting. And if you're putting 15 to 20% down, there's a good chance right now that we're getting what are called appraisal waivers, which means we don't have to do an appraisal at all. So in that situation, I'm definitely comfortable with doing 0 days for an appraisal contingency because we don't have to do one at all. And then for financing, if we've worked with them and we've gotten their application, we've gotten their, verification of income, we've verified assets, we've checked credit, et cetera, and the only reason that they would be not approved for a loan would be if they lost their job or some other crazy circumstance, then absolutely feel comfortable putting 0 days for finance contingency. But yeah, it would make me nervous to get a contract over without having gone through that due diligence of clearing clients first or running the automated underwriting for an appraisal, and getting a contract over that says 0 days. So I think if it's a conversation that happens on the front end, then
with the lender.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Matt. Any questions for Matt, folks? Nothing. Good. Good morning, Rebecca.
Hello, everybody.
Our vendor of the week is the beloved Drew Isles with House Call. Drew Isles, welcome to the floor. Tell us what you do. Tell us what's going on.
Well, thanks for the intro. Okay, good morning, everybody. What a great year so far. We have had a phenomenal year. I'm having a phenomenal year. That you guys are having a phenomenal year because you're calling me. So, congrats to all the agents that have capped already. That's amazing. Always, as I'm very attuned to this. Hard work always pays off. You know, you got to stay after it. You got to keep after it all day long, every day. So, a couple of quick bullet points from House Call. I am the owner of the House Call. Those of you who haven't met me, I am very high strung. Like to get in there, get it done. I love to cook for y'all, so I'm looking forward to getting that back in there. Okay, so some bullet points. We cover the entire state at no extra charge. No matter where you are or what you need, we will get it done, no matter where it is. I've done lake homes in Savannah, no extra charge, and that's a long drive. We're also about 1 to 2 days out for scheduling. I've got 5 new inspectors now, all trained, ready to go. We are ready to rock and roll this summer. I'm totally psyched for this year. I said the same thing last April when COVID hit. I said it's going to be crazy, and I'm hiring people. And along with Katie and Terry, I hired a personal assistant. Best thing I ever did. Amazing. Best thing I ever did. Oh, and by the way, she is in delivery right now, so she's having a baby girl. So hopefully, prayers to her. Everything comes out well. No pun intended. Let's see. Also, we handle new construction, pre-drywall, commercial, and of course residential. We provide all the coverages needed for new commercial construction or any construction for that matter. We have $1 million coverage on E&O, $1 million coverage on general liability, and we have workman's comp also. Same thing. So there isn't anybody that can't say that, hey, Drew doesn't have what he needs. We offer the radon tests, lead tests, mold air testing, asbestos testing, all in-house. We do everything. We're basically a one-stop shop. Also, I want to bring this to light. We have done this year and part of last year, we've really started to do a lot more sewer scopes. So House Call, we handle from basically the ground up, so to speak. And then I have a plumber that we've gotten under our belt that we now do the ground down. We go from a toilet all the way out to the street to see what's going on in the sewer line. And I don't know if anybody of y'all out there have ever had a sewer issue with the sewer line, but it is not cheap. They are proud of digging into the dirt and repairing that line, thousands upon thousands of dollars. So it's very expensive. So as far as that, I recommend getting that done. There's, obviously there's fees to all that. Our radon is $199. Our sewer scope is an actual video from the toilet or a clean out all the way to the street is $275. My prices are right out in the open. If anybody needs anything, certainly give me a call. There's a few different ways to schedule. You can go online and schedule yourself. It's 2 o'clock in the morning and you're up and twiddling your thumbs waiting for a contract to come in. You could go online and schedule your inspection that way. We have a fully staffed office 9 to 5. It's a little more hectic right now since my assistant's out, so I'm kind of getting back in the groove of working the phones again. But it's all coming back to me. And one other thing that I want to talk about that's very exciting. We do a monthly live webinar every month about a particular topic. This particular topic this month is going to be home inspection versus home warranty and the differences and what to expect from both of those. So that'll be a fun, interesting, half hour, 45 minutes webinar, live webinar, and we're going to be holding it at y'all's office. So I'm going to bring some great food with me. I'm going to bring some drinks, and we'll be somewhere in the office. I don't know where yet, but we're going to be in there somewhere. And we'd love to have you. We're going to be giving away a door prize. If you do want to come in and sit in and ask questions, please feel free. It's our nationwide, 24 statewide. Every single agent has this access, so it's going to be a nationwide thing. We're in 24 states now, so it's getting some pretty good coverage. We really enjoy everybody getting in there. It's very easy to log in. I'll send the link to do so today. So we'd love to have you. And we're also going to be giving away a cruise, a trip to we do a cruise every year, and we give away a lot of different cruise things. And even though we may not go on a cruise this year, you can keep it for next year, the year after. So it's gonna be a fun day on Thursday. It's Thursday at 1 p.m. sharp, and then we'll go for about a half an hour. So if you have any kind of issues or anything like that, certainly give me a call. I always answer my phone. For those that know me, I'm always on my phone. Unfortunately, I'm not listening to Katie and Terry on my boundaries. I have none. I always answer my phone. It's just the way I am. You know, I'm working on it, but it's tough. I do have my whiteboards. I have my goals, but I do not have my boundaries set. It's hard to let go of that. You know, I am what I am. I love to work. Anyway,
Drew,
I love
was
working for
that-
y'all. So thank y'all. I appreciate all the business. Certainly my kids do. We really appreciate everything y'all do for us. So house calls, always on call. We're waiting. We're ready for you.
And that webinar is this Thursday?
This
At 1
Thursday
o'clock?
at 1 p.m. Yes, it's gonna be
Okay.
live out of y'all's office.
Awesome.
The first time ever. We never do it live. We've always done it from our corporate office in New Orleans. But the president of the company is going to fly up tomorrow, and we want to do it live somewhere. So we're going to take a pot shot at doing it live in your office.
We can do it.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks so much, Drew. If you guys need any help, give Drew a call. His info hopefully will be in the chat box below, or if you need anything, if you need his contact info, you can always get it from me here at the front desk. See you soon. See you Thursday.
All right, thank you. All righty. You have a great day.
Thank you, Drew. Thank you, Rebecca. We have Masters Viewing Party. What's happening?
Yes, this is an event that the Terraces Building Management is hosting also on Thursday. They're going to be hosting a little bit of an in-person party to watch the Masters. I am a little jealous they stole my idea. I was cooking up something like this in my head. Anyways, they're going to have putting and cornhole and sandwiches and Arnold Palmer's, and we're going to watch the Masters. It'll be at the North Building here on the Terraces campus, I suppose. And that is also on Thursday. It'll be running from 11 to 5. So whenever you guys drop in, we're hoping to get together and enjoy that as one of the first few in-person things that we're reincorporating. So see you guys. It's all happening on Thursday. We'll see you guys soon.
Rachel?
Hello, guys. We are still doing our Hope Through Soap fundraiser. I will drop the link in the chat box, but you can also just open up the camera app on your phone, hold it up to the screen, and pull up that QR code. But I know some people have had some issues with that, so I will put the link in the chat box. I'm actually going to, right now, to show you how easy it is, I'm going to go ahead and scan this so I can tell you our total. Okay.
Also,
well, first I'm gonna have,
while you're doing that, Rachel, I think for the moment, our March campaign will be coming to a close. So if you guys are thinking about donating and this sounds intriguing, or if you would like some more information, we can always reshare the videos that we showed during the first week of our March campaign to become a sponsor for Hope Through Soap. If you guys missed that video, just to give you a little bit of insight about what this company, what this group does, they have this trailer that they pull around all through Atlanta and help homeless people have a shower and a meal and a little bit of community. It's a really, really cool thing that they've come up with, and it's making a huge impact. We would really love to be an official sponsor with this group. And to do that, we would want to raise $5,000 total. Rachel's going to pull up where we are at the moment. There is technically no deadline, but our official March campaign will be coming to a close.
Sorry, I'm talking over you because I'm so excited. We do have a good bit of ways to go. We are at $1,900. So we're going to be doing a big push just to kind of get the word out. Everybody who's learned about this charity is kind of in awe of what they can do. And I think it would just be so great to be one of their main sponsors. So if we do reach that $5,000 sponsorship goal, that will help them in buying I think it'll be their third trailer. So it's helping them grow, it's helping us grow, and it's just giving back to the community in a time where it's really needed. So we'll send out way more information on this and just see if you can open your heart, open your wallet, give whatever you can. It'd be really cool for us to reach this goal as the Market Center.
Please, everybody, consider just $10, $15, if nothing else. And if once we reach this goal, our logo will be added to the van, the new van that they're getting. So we'll be getting tons of publicity. And so let's do this.
Stacey, license law.
License law. Okay, kids, I have been studying the license renewal spreadsheet that Felicia had started and kept fastidious notes on. Everyone who is set to renew their license in 2021, take advantage of this opportunity. This coming Monday, we've got a Zoom license law. It's not a sexy topic, but we all have to do it to renew our licenses. And within, we do 36 hours of CE, but 3 of them must be license law, specifically Georgia license law. I really, really hope everybody that needs it this year in 2021, and that's if you're set to renew, please take advantage of it. We have, I've updated the Market Center intranet calendar. It's got the Eventbrite link to sign up and pay. Yes, it's $20 like all of our required CE classes. And then there's whatever Eventbrite's little fee. So this is your opportunity. Okay, and can we go to the next slide? Now this is a free opportunity. And I would love it if anybody that just took Bold with Coach Rob Daniels could say a good word about him. This is a 1-hour free opportunity. It's the last Thursday, last Thursday in April, 9:30 to 10:30. It could change your life. He shares how he ramped up his business and sold 100 homes in a year. And he set his boundaries and only worked 4.5 days per week. I think it's going to be amazing. I'm going to go. This is the ultimate think big, act bold opportunity. So again, free, go for it. It's if you have big goals and big dreams, it's worth it for 1 hour, and we'll keep sending that out for you. Rachel, take it away. But we've got Susan.
Susan, I'm excited to get an update on your contract to close program. How are we helping our associates? What's happening?
So we have a lot of stuff happening. Thank you for having me back on. I am super excited to announce that we have 3 Dunwoody agents so far that are using us. And we've had great experiences. We couldn't have asked for a better commercial this morning from Katie and Terry for our services through contract to close. The price is still only $325, and you only pay it if it closes. If it doesn't close, you don't pay. And that's going through the end of May. So it's not too late to get in on that great deal. We've got 3 full-time closers working for us now, and they're doing a phenomenal job. Everyone seems to be very, very happy with the services that we're providing. So we're excited about that. So thank you for your support. We had 14 close last week, and we have several more closing this week. The ladies are busy. We're still looking for talent. So if you know anybody that is highly detailed and is looking for a job, have them reach out to me. We had a great referral this week for someone, and we're going to continue to be scouting talent. Also, stay tuned. Very exciting news, and I will just give you a little sneak peek. We're not announcing it till next week, But are you tired of putting up your open house signs and picking up lock boxes, and all of a sudden you're on one side of town, you need somebody to show a property? We have a solution for you. So hang tight. All the details coming next week. Love being in business with you guys. Thanks for allowing me to chat this morning. Have a great day.
That's awesome news, Susan. Thank you very much. Folks, we're at the end of the meeting. What have you coming up? What do you have coming up? What do you have on the buyer side? Talk to us. I remember last week we had several listings coming up. Who has listings coming up? What are your buyer needs?
All right, I have 2 listings right now, both in Dunwoody. One is the Master on Main, the Ranch Patio in Village Oaks. Great opportunity if someone has downsized in Dunwoody and they want to be all on one level. It also is great for someone who's maybe is trying to move their parents down so they can be closer to grandchildren. It does need to be updated, but we've priced it for the condition that it's in. It's a great opportunity. I also just put a 1-bedroom with a den at the Sterling, and that we're asking $260,000, and that's in move-in condition. Well, it could be an office or a den, and it's a great. Everyone's familiar with the Sterling. It's got great amenities, a beautiful. It's right next to the pool. One of the nice things about this unit, it is on the ground floor and you have your own private entrance, so you do not have to go through the condominium to get to your unit. So if anyone has COVID, concerns, it's very private. And they also have a community garden, a community grilling area, and you're in the heart of Dunwoody.
Thanks for sharing, Jeannie. Who else?
I got one in Dunwoody North. It's on Flintshire Court, nice cul-de-sac location. So it's Dunwoody, Chestnut Elementary, swim tennis, Dunwoody North. It's going to be priced at $475,000. Has a 2-story house with a unfinished basement on a nice big lot. Actually, partial finished basement.
Hey, Marco, we have 2 coming up. Right now, we just listed late last night, 2845 Wendy Lane over here in Marietta in the much sought after Pope High School district. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, traditional with a drive under and 2 finished rooms and a full bath in the terrace level. We also have priced at $375,000. And we also have a townhouse going up this week in Ellison Lakes off 41. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, priced at $240,000.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Deb. Anybody else?
This isn't a house, but just Terry put something in the chat. Our sweet Hank Williams' wife, Beth, had a heart attack on Sunday. Is in Piedmont, but she's doing fine. Had a stent put in, and he's expecting her to come home within a couple of days. So, whoo! But I'm sure he would love to hear from everybody, but I think we're okay. And welcome to Vernita Davis, brand new agent that just joined our market center yesterday. Welcome,
Thank
Vernita.
you. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
I have something that you all can check out for your FHA buyers under 200 over in Lithonia to see if it's a fit for them. I'll put the landing page in the chat where you can go check out the pictures and the comments from the sellers about what we're expecting. So if it doesn't fit, don't waste your time showing. It's basically what I'm saying. So make sure you look at the link and the comments that I have noted. For FHA buyers, this will not go on the market. They're going to be selling it off market.
Drew?
I have something. I'm sorry. I've been trying to I couldn't use my microphone. I turned it off. This is a funny story because I was talking to my niece in the car about an arborist, and I got home, and 5 minutes later, I got a text. Are you looking for an arborist? Very scary stuff. Anyway, I have a home coming up. It's a actually it's a 6-bedroom, 5-bath home in Spalding Lake. It's got a nice yard. It's got 1 bedroom on the first floor, not a master, but something that can be used if you have a parent who needs to stay with you for a while. Beautiful master suite with the sitting room and fireplace, open kitchen to the family room. It's really a nice house, and it's going to be live April 15th.
Drew?
Yes, one thing I want to mention before I go, for those of you that are in tight due diligence, if you're going to do a 0-day, or if you haven't even seen the house, I even did, these are changing times, so we have to kind of adapt. And what I've done is I've actually met the buyer and the agent in the walkthrough and did a 4-point inspection, basically the roof, foundation, HVAC, electrical, and plumbing, and gave them a quick synopsis of what was going on with the house, if there's any major issues. This is not cosmetic. I don't care if the toilet flushes properly. I'm not really concerned if the microwave is working, but we're more concerned about the major items. That worked out well for them. They ended up buying the house because I gave them a good report. But, it's something that we're trying to do to combat your buyers not doing an inspection on a house that they've never either seen or haven't even been walked through because they had to buy it off the internet. So things like that, if you get in a situation there where you're having to do something like that, call me directly or call my office, and we'll get something set up for you so we can send somebody out there to give you a hand. I just don't want you guys to buy a house without doing a home inspection, or at least some sort of idea of what you're looking at, if that helps.
Definitely does. Thanks, Drew. Anybody else? If not, have a blessed week. See you next time, same place, same time. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you for a great meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Katie Melcher, for sharing. There's the birthday girl, Amber Bates. Woohoo!